Students, I hope all of you would be fine. Today we will be talking about the fourth sector economy. This is the last topic of this chapter, and today's modern economy is all about these four sectors. Uh, as I told you before, that modern economy consists upon four sectors: household sector, business sector, government, and foreign trade. In the previous lecture, we discussed the three sector economy, and I told you about the story of Great Depression, which led to the inclusion of government as a third sector in the economy. Today, we'll be talking about the fourth sector economy, which is foreign trade. And let's see the interaction which we have studied in two sector and in three sector. The same interaction happens in fourth sector as well, but with inclusion of foreign trade. Household sector here provide productive services to the business sector, shown by this blue arrow, and the business sector in return provide them income in the form of wages, interest, and rent, shown by this red arrow, right? So the direction of arrow shows the flow of money from household to business and from business to household. You can see over here. Then the business sector produces goods and services, I told you before, and those goods and services are then supplied to the market for household people or household. The household then spend their income on these goods and services, and thus the money goes back to the business sector. So money circulates in the form of a circle, you can see over here. This arrow is called expenditures. People, they buy different goods and services, right? So the money which they spend on goods and services, that money is called expenditure. That expenditure on goods and services, the money goes back to the business sector, right? Some people, they save money for future purposes. You can see this saving, and saving is called leakage because it is not spent on the domestic goods and services. Rather, people save it for unforeseen emergencies. So this saving is a leakage for the time being. It goes to the commercial bank, and then the commercial bank inject this saving in the form of loan to the business sector, right? So that's called injection. Government over here collect taxes from household and from business sector, and in return the government provides security and services to the household, and government also spends a lot of tax money, millions and billions, on domestically produced goods and services, which are called government spendings. So this money, once before, it was collected in the form of taxes, and then it was spent by the government back on the domestically produced goods and services. So this arrow goes back to the business sector, which means the money again goes back to the business sector in the form of spendings. This is the role of the government. Now in modern economy, I told you, government plays a key role, a crucial role. Government not just collect taxes and spend that tax money on the people, rather government perform various other functions. For example, government control pollution, government provide subsidies, government create competition, government control equality in the society. So these are all the other functions of the government which government actually perform. Now foreign trade here includes imports and exports. The domestic production, I told you before, the business sector produces goods and services. So these goods and services are not just for domestic people, but also a portion of these goods and services are exported to other countries, right? So you can see exports over here. Export to other countries leads to injections, which means people will buy your products, which are called exports, and they will be giving you pounds, they will be giving you dollars, they will be giving you kaldar. So that is injection, right? So exports are actually injection. On the other hand, we have imports over here. Household or the people of the country, they spend a portion of their income on foreign goods, which are called imports. Now import is a leakage over here. So this is the overall four sector economy you can see. And there are three important leakages in four sector economy and three important injections. What are the leakages? Number one, savings, the first leakage. Number two, taxes, the second leakage. And number three, imports. So three important leakages. On the other hand, we have three important injections. The first injection, that is the investment. When the commercial bank gave the saving to the business sector in the form of loan, that is injected, that is invested, which is called injection. So investment is an injection. The second injection is the government expenditures. When government collect taxes from the people, then it spends back that money on the domestic goods and services in the form of government spending. So that is the second injection. And the third injection, that is exports. When the goods and services of a country, domestically produced goods and services of a country, are sold to the foreigners, so that leads to the inflow of dollars and pounds and kaldar. So that is injection. So dear students, fourth sector economy include fourth sector, which include household, business sector, government and foreign trade. Fourth sector economy has three important leakages and three important injections. Leakages are savings, taxes, imports, and injections are investment, government expenditures and exports. Now, for a healthy economy, economist says that the leakages must always be equal to injections. Both leakages and injections should be equal to each other. That means that if you are saving 20 Afghanis or dollars, then the same $20 or Afghani should be invested by the people in the country and taken in the form of loan from the commercial banks. So that should be equal to each other. Saving, if $20, then investment should also be equal to $20. Similarly, if the people pay $10 in the form of tax, then the government should spend back the same amount of tax, $10, on the people by providing security and other services to the people and government and business sector. Sorry. Now this is done by the government. Similarly, if we are buying $20 of goods from other countries, then the other country should also buy $20 of goods from us. So in order to keep the equation equal. So dear students, always remember, for a healthy economy, leakages must always be equal to injections. Saving plus taxes plus imports should be equal to investment plus government expenditures plus exports. So this is all for today. If you have any question, you can ask the question in the group, and I want you to write the complete note of this whole chart, which is also given over here. You can see this is the explanation. You can go through it. If you have any problem, you have any question, you can simply ask in the group. Next class we will be talking about the aggregate demand, which is also an important part, but this is gonna be also included in the third chapter. Our third chapter is all about the aggregate demand, so in that chapter we will also be talking about aggregate demand. So this chapter is all about is almost finished, and it was all about the sectors of the economy. The leakages and injections I've mentioned over here. Leakages, the definition is given. It is denoted by W. W means withdrawal, should be equal to saving plus taxes plus imports. S for saving, T for taxes, M for imports. Should always be equal to injections. The definition of injection is given. It is always denoted by J. J is equal to I, capital I, investment. capital G government expenditures, and X, capital X, shows exports. So both should be equal to each other in order to keep the economy in the healthy form. What will be the situation if the leakages are more than injections? Then the result will be unemployment. In that case, if there is more leakage in the economy and less injection. If injections are more than leakages, what will be the result? The result will be high prices. There will be inflation in the economy. So that's how the equation of leakages and injection should be equal. If not equal, then there will be problems. And I told you those problems. In case of if leakages are more than injections, the result will be unemployment. बेकारी ज़्यादा में बोशा वा अगर injections ज़्यादा बोशा as leakages कदा बाज़ कीमताज़ बुलंद में बोशा चुरा के मर्दम बेईमाना के मर्दम ज़्यादा मसारिफ में करना पुल ज़्यादा और तक़ाज़ा ज़्यादा में बोशा. So that's all for today, dear students. Again, if you have any question, you can ask in the group. Have a good day. Khuda Hafiz.